guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are out here in Asheville, North Carolina, one of my favorite areas in the country for some great driving roads. But guess what? It's not just about the roads, it's about this vehicle right here. This is it. This is the updated, upgraded, refresh 2023 Hyundai Palisade. But before we get into this mid-size three-row luxury, yes, luxury SUV from Hyundai, let's talk about what's going on here. Y2K. A lot of people thought their wristwatches wouldn't work anymore. They didn't think their laptops would work, or that they would even be able to get money out of an ATM machine because of that transferring from 1999 to the year 2000. The reason why I mentioned Y2K in the year 2000 is that is when Hyundai brought out their very first SUV known as the Santa Fe. Now, since the year 2000, a lot has changed, not only in the auto industry, but especially when it comes to SUVs, and Hyundai has added each kind of cycle of each model year a new vehicle to their SUV lineup. Now, when they came out with the Palisade in 2020, it was mind-blowing because of not only it being the largest SUV from Hyundai, but also having some features to rival luxury brands. Yes, big luxury brands, even those German brands that we know about. Now, with this refresh, they've wanted to not mess up a good thing because it's been a very top-selling SUV. And guess what? That mid-size segment is vicious with competition. So what I want to find out is, has Hyundai done enough to continue its journey to the top of the heap in the mid-size SUV segment? And is it the best mid-size to buy, say, over another top dog, either the Explorer or, of course, the Toyota Highlander? Let's dive into our calligraphy trim, that top trim of the Palisade, and find out. Right off the bat, you'll see some familiarity, but you're gonna see some of those changes. The front end of the vehicle is actually lengthened almost an inch, and I'll show you how they did that. First of all, at the front of the business, you're gonna get LED headlights. On the calligraphy trim especially, you're getting these refresh, upgraded LED turn signals, LED daytime running lamps, and full LED projector beam headlights. I'm actually starting to dig the split level setup. Now, I know a lot of people have not loved when the headlight housing is so low and those headlights are so low, but from a styling standpoint, the way that they've done the LED waterfall treatment to their daytime running lamps is such a signature look. Plus, they went to the extreme level of attention to detail to not only have it start up on the fender, but then continue it for a little small area on the front fascia and then down into the lower portion. We do have fully functional side air curtain vents here to help channel that air, clean up the air around the front end of this large SUV. Now, as we come across the front of that massive grille, when you go calligraphy, this is the grille that you're getting. It's a nice aluminum finish. So not a dark chrome, not a shiny chrome, to that front end, that Palisade, that fortified design with your forward-facing camera, very bold. And if you're comparing this to an Explorer or that top-selling Highlander, you're seeing that very bold look to it. I love the way they brought the aluminum all the way, even across the bottom portion. You have full functionality, and I even like the way they hid that forward-facing camera actually pretty well. It's not protruding past the different elements of the grille on this particular trim. And then you'll also notice the ridges. Just like ruffles have ridges, so does the bottom portion of the front fascia, just to give it that extra attention to detail. Now, as we get up onto the hood, we're not in Kansas anymore. We got that robust emerald green color. Now, on an overcast day, it probably looks a little black, but in direct sunlight, this thing sparkles just like an emerald that you found on a treasure hunt when you were trying to reenact the Goonies as a kid. But same exact hood, just the way that they made the front end a little bit longer is from the front fascia, just extending it out just a tad. But the way everything has that nice aluminum finish really gives you quality, really gives you nice overall structure. And then the way it curves right towards the A-pillars gives it a clean design. Now when we come around the bend, we got new wheels. Just like when we showed you at the New York Auto Show, what do we got? 20-inch wheels, machined aluminum with that dark gunmetal metallic gray finish. I like the way they put this very tasteful center cap. It's the attention to detail right in that middle section, 20-inch wheel. Another thing you're gonna notice on the calligraphy trim, you look at Highlander, you look at Explorer, they don't do this. Fully painted fenders. On those other examples, this is all plastic. What I love is that robust. Dorothy's gonna be very happy, and Toto. They painted all the way around. The fender opening really gives it that extra nice quality look. And then of course they reworked the suspension all four corners, and also a big important thing for family members is the safety systems, especially the forward collision warning system and everything else to keep you and your family safe. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this tire? 245 on the width and a nice meaty 50 series sidewall, gonna give you a comfortable ride down the road. Now, as we go down the side of the vehicle, we'll notice more emerald green on the mirror caps. Look at the way they do the LED turn signals. It's style like this that separates it from the rest of the competition. I'm digging that they didn't do shiny stuff. So you could put away your sunglasses. You don't have to have your Hyundai sunglasses from the blinding of chrome. It's all tasteful aluminum style finish. Around the window treatment, I love the low roof rails. Of course, you could get the crossbars, door handles, and along the sill. This is an important part because I feel like if that wasn't there, it'd be too much dark from the green. So this really gives you that nice little sprinkling, just like you put the sprinkles on your sundae before you scoop it into your mouth. Nice to have some style sprinkled on the side of the vehicle. Coming towards the rear, the way they just dip that trim down, boom, and that's it. Why do we need to have all this trim clutter up the back area? I'm really digging that, especially on our quarter window. And then when we wrap it around the back, what do we have? You get a digital rear view mirror. That camera is built in to the spoiler here. You get a nice long low roof spoiler. You got that shark fin antenna, the zonk. You would think they would have taken care of this during the refresh. No. This needs to be tucked underneath here. That would just really polish off the back end. But we got that bold Hyundai badge. I like the way they do just the letters on the front. When you look at the Explorer, when you look at the Highlander, they put a lot of other badges. It's nice just to keep it right on the back. We got our H-Track. What the heck does that mean? Is that like an 8-track? No. H-Track is that Hyundai specific all-wheel drive that has actually been designed and developed on the rally stages in the World Rally Championship. So that's where that motorsports engineering gets, down to the production vehicles. On the calligraphy, I love the way they do the silver edition with the lighting. Very nicely done, all LED. And then on the lower portion, look at how clean they just drop in the LED reverse lights. And then just like up front, you got that nice ruffles ridges on the bottom portion. We got the cover. This pops right off for all your towing. And then they wrap it off with an exhaust just like before, only on one side. I wish they would double it up on the calligraphy because this is a good looking exhaust. Nice stainless steel tip, staggered slash cut with that square rectangle design. Don't you agree? Put it in the comment section if you think that they should have put the exhaust on both sides, especially on the calligraphy. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our Palisade. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts, but before we get underneath the hood, I shut off the hazards and I turned on our daytime running lamp just to show that great attention to detail with that waterfall design. Very unique, but you know what? What do we got going on underneath the hood? Because that's always a big question for buyers. So you're looking at that 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6. Hard to find these. These are going the way of the dinosaur. If you look on the Highlander, it's going to be a little bit smaller V6, depending on the year. The new one, they're bringing 2.4 liter turbocharged engines. And then of course on the Explorer, they're all the EcoBoost engines, which are also turbocharged, but you're looking at 291 horsepower still, 262 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, so no CVTs. Tasteful engine cover, 0 to 60 in about 7.1 seconds, top speed 130 miles per hour, MPGs 19 in the city, 24 on the highway. The great news is, with the all-wheel drive that we have, you could tow up to 5,000 pounds with your Palisade. And then, of course, there's a lot of extra technology components, including a digital key that is now ready to rock and roll, not only with Android Auto, but also with Apple phones as well to do that remote start and everything else. But speaking of start, let's fire up our Palisade and hear what kind of sound it makes. All right, guys, we're not in Kansas anymore. Well, no kidding. We're in Asheville, North Carolina, in this robust, that's the name of the color, robust emerald green, new color for 2023. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I missed the boat when the first Palisade came out. I wasn't really paying attention. I guess I wasn't watching your videos as much as I should have been. I am wanting to get one of these 2023 Palisades, especially the calligraphy. But how much is it? Especially when comparing it to the Explorer or the Highlander. So MSRP starting for any Palisade is going to be right around $34,900. Now there is a new trim for 2023. It's kind of like a blacked out appearance off-road package called XRT. This being the calligraphy starts at $49,000. Ours, in particular, with the emerald green and everything else, has an MSRP of $52,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the competition, to the door panels. So what you're going to notice is a nice, classy, modern appearance. Up top, it's all soft touch. I'm not 100% in love with the gloss black and the silver striping. I mean, it looks good right now. My thing is, what's it going to look like after you touch it a few hundred times and when the sun comes out? But you'll notice that beautiful perforated stitching and everything on the midsection kind of mimics the headlight design a little bit with the daytime running lamps. We have some silver trim around the switch gear, so you don't have to worry about fingerprints there. And then look at that very seductive speaker grill cover. We have the Harman Kardon sound system, and they put the time and effort into making a very attractive speaker grill cover. Plus, you're gonna get those nice clear tunes. Now, door pocket, it's long, but it's very, very tight. So I would say maybe 2 Kansas City ribs, not even a rack of ribs, just 2 ribs and a bottle of Shasta to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, there's more of that gloss black. I'm wondering what would it look like, hear me out, if this was all aluminum with black pinstriping. Let me know what you think in the comment section if they should reverse the color. But I do still think it looks very modern and classy. Soft touch, the way they hide the AC vents and the trim all in one is really great. And then guess what? We got our 12 inches once again. 12.3-inch infotainment system. What are some of the new things for 2023? Well, you have that digital key, which you can actually send to people. You could store it in your wallet, your Apple Wallet, because now it's good for Apple phones, not just Android phones. And you could limit restrictions on people. And it could be just a one-time use, but you could keep the digital key in your own wallet or send it to somebody else who's gonna borrow your Palisade calligraphy. And then on top of that, we have the updated safety features. Let me show you some of the other things that really stand out to me. Of course, you're gonna have that nice, clean, easy swipe information. We're gonna go over Blue Link has been updated. So you got your calendar of events, the weather, even the vehicle diagnostics and maintenance. What are some of the other new things? You could actually have BlueLink warn you through the Hyundai app, the BlueLink app, if you left your kids in the back seat, you left your dog in the back seat. You could actually have it warn you when your windows are left down. I remember the first time when I was 16 years old, I remember that moment when I left my window down just a little bit. You know how I remember it? I just got out of school for the day. I was going out to the parking lot, I just got done pouring. I get into the car and it was like, the seat was soaking wet. So I don't want to mess up this beautiful Nappa leather, and I'm sure neither do you. So it's nice that that BlueLink combines it all together. Let's take a look. We could go easily back to home. Let's do the backup camera. So I'm gonna go into reverse. Pretty good resolution. I wish they would have made it just a little bit more clear so I could watch Wizard of Oz right on this backup camera. But we do have 360, which is great, and it is taking up all the room. Plus, ta-da! There we are parked at this little park. You get it? Parked at the park to do some parking. But anyways, you got your nice little 360 scan of the vehicle. I go back into park with the transmission, that 8-speed automatic, and we're right back where we started. Working our way down, you got your silver stop button within the silver trim, slim and trim controls here, and then I love the way they give you a nice LED screen. You got your dual climate. You could adjust the temperature for the driver, for the passenger, and of course, we got heated seats, ventilated seats, and one thing I want to show you for the driver is we have new for 2023 on the Calligraphy, massage seating. So you could go pelvic, lumbar, or whole body. The only zonk is it's only for the driver, not for the passenger. So sorry, not sorry, but I'm not really sorry, to be honest with you, but I got it as a driver over here. Of course, you still got all your different modes. I'll show you that when you come to the business end. You can lock that center diff on the H-track system. We got hill descent control, and then look at this. I love the way they do the bridge setup in here. You got that bridge center console with connectivity, easy to plug in. There's so much room here, Dorothy could actually put Toto right here. Maybe not the safest spot to put your loved puppy dog, but Toto will fit. And then on top of that, watch this. You can't see, no. I kind of like the way they didn't do everything silver here. And it's not just a cheap flat black. It actually has a nice texture to it, but you follow the directions. Push. Wow. Wireless charging, USB-A, 2 cup holders. But let's just say your drinks are not super Slurpee size. You're trying to cut down the calories. You could go smaller. Boom, boom. They got you covered, literally, with a cover. So that's a nice setup. I like the soft armrest with the stitch work. Open this up. Boop. That is the noise that it makes. You have enough room in here for, I would say 30 pieces of fruit stripe gum. Since we have a lot of different colors you could choose from with the new Palisade, get that fruit stripe gum. You're gonna need the 30 pieces because it lasts about 30 seconds each piece of gum. What I like is you take this out, we have inside a USB-C, a 12 volt, and enough room for a pair of ruby slippers. See what I did there? There's no place like home. But right now there's no place like a Palisade Calligraphy. You know why? Nappa. Nappa leather, love the softness, all of the nice piping. Look at the way they did the stitching. Somebody really thought this through. V-formation, great bolstering, all the way down. You got your seat settings that are easy to get to. Full electric, of course, for the passenger and the driver. Remember, for 2023, I have massage seats. We got Alcantara, softer than any pussycat you've ever touched, but really, really nice. The big zonk, though, manual sliding visor for the front sunroof. Plus, it's not a full panoramic roof. It's like one piece of glass here, and then I'll show you where the other piece of glass is. What else is new? Look at that. Digital rear view mirror. I love that scene right there. It kind of reminds me of just, being one with nature, which is what we're trying to do. But why don't you come over here? I want to show you what it's like to be one with the steering wheel in this Palisade Calligraphy. Come on over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel of the new updated Palisade. You get 2 memory seat settings. I like the very tasteful aluminum sill plate that they do, especially with the design. The only thing is I would like all of that to illuminate at night. I think that's a missed opportunity, so I am gonna zonk that. But there are your new seat controls. That button is the special button. That's the one you want. That's the massage seat setting. I'm 6 feet tall, just like any other Palisade. I'm as cool as a cucumber in here because, and who came up with that saying? But anyways, I'm as cool as a cucumber in here because I got plenty of room. Steering wheel. The one thing I wish they would have done is on the calligraphy, give you a different horn button. This kind of doesn't match the rest of the scene in here. Even the orange peel finish on it, it does not match. But I like the silver buttons. You got large paddles on the back of the wheel to go up and down the 8-speed automatic, manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then you have a 12.3-inch digital display. We all know and love it dearly. You got your different modes, you got your different information, and I love the way it changes with each and every mode. And probably the biggest asset is going to be that blind spot camera system for the turn signals. Works really fantastic. And they even updated the head-up display for 2023 with clearer resolution, pixels, and graphics. But why don't we go ahead? It's not just about the people up front, as much as I only want to think about that. There's also people sitting in the middle. Let's go into that middle row and see how the Palisade lays down the smackdown on the competition. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, here we are in the mid row, and this is really where Hyundai lays the smackdown and brings it to even the German luxury brands. All luxury brands, but especially the German luxury brands, because you're getting that Nappa leather throughout the vehicle, especially this mid row. Let's talk about the backs of the seats. So we have full Nappa leather. Now there is some plastic here. I know parents like this because it's easy to keep clean. Your kids are kicking the back of the seat, picking their nose and whatnot. I just wish it was a little softer material, but I like the solid pocket. And the reason why I like that is that you could put your 2 VH copies, original copies of Wizard of Oz that you had signed by the Tin Man and Dorothy back when you were a kid. Keep those back there as a little memento. You do have USB-Cs up high. And remember, the Palisade was one of the first vehicles to have this. Very, very smart command center. You are definitely going to see the Wizard because look at this. 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats. You got your climate controls right in the back. We got a 12-volt and a home power source. Now, new for 2023, we have Verizon 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. And look what they did. They gave us a Galaxy tablet to access that. And I want to show just how quick it is. You can have up to 5 devices. So bring the whole fam. You don't have to leave anybody home. 5 devices. And look at this. Of course, we're on Raiti's Rides on YouTube. Let's say you want to do your search and you go through what are the other Palisade videos that we've done on Raiti's Rides. 1, 2, 3. Look how fast that is. You can see some of the older videos. Kind of cool to look back, see where we came from. Here we are at the New York Auto Show, and I'm going to play this one for you. So, real simple. Going to, boom. There we are at the New York Auto Show. You got your sound. You could have your kids put their wireless headsets on so you don't have to hear my big mouth your whole trip as you're going across the good old US of A. Put that back in the pocket. Lots of great room. You do have more of that Alcantara. There is a glass roof, but the bad news is I wish it went all the way to the 3rd row. Like it does a little bit. It teases them. It says, here's some sunlight, but we're really not going to show you the sky. So that's a zonk. I wish they would have extended it. But these seats, they recline and they slide. Real easy to do. Ooh, they slide nice too. The one thing, and you know what I'm going to say, let's check out the captain's armrest. First of all, it's that ratcheting kind. Not my favorite. I'm actually going to let it pass. No zonk on these. It's just wide enough. This is your bare minimum. Watch one of my Explorer videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. They give you a nice meaty armrest. But this one, it's actually not too shabby. I'm just not a fan of the ratcheting part, but it is a good width, which is awesome. Now what we got to do is we got to get into that 3rd row because that is usually the torture rack area. But I think you're going to be surprised of what the calligraphy brings back there. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, third row time. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, how do we get to see you? It's real simple. You're just gonna hit this button right up top. Watch this. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Look at that, slides forward, and we are in the third row. Now, being 6 feet tall, it's not the most comfortable place that I wanna be. I actually had to move the seat that I was sitting in up a little bit just to give me a little bit more leg room, but you could see how high my knees are. Now, if you compare this to an Explorer or the Highlander, it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen or another. They're all equal with knee height, so I would like to see that drop just a little bit maybe on the next redesign. Here's the great news. I do have a nice button here to recline, and new for 2023, the first on any brand, heated seats on the third row. Now, I know you're saying, well, what about ventilated seats? Hold your horses. I'm sure that'll eventually happen. But right now, heated seats, third row, USB-C. I do have the Alcantara. Like I said, I almost want to take that and rip it so that I get to see the sky too. Just so I know that things are okay in the world while I'm in this back seat. But you know what? It's not just about the room for your passengers. We need to load up because we're going to see the wizard on the Yellow Brick Road. So let's see what we could fit, especially oil for the Tin Man on our journey. Let's check out the cargo area in our All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. You're gonna hit that button. Nice electric assist, opens it up. And of course, that cargo area, very important for any family. With the third row up, you could easily put 4 cases of those Costco original hot dogs that they sell, still for $1.85. It's been like that since the 80s. 4 cases. What's great is that you have, if you need more room, we have more under the floor cargo room, which is great. And as you can see, you could probably put, I would say, probably about 8 to 10 boxes of Twinkies, depending on how tight and how hungry you are and how tight you want to fit those in. That drops down nicely. Now, there is a little area where all the magic happens. New for 2023 is electric dropping rear third row passenger seat. So you're just gonna hit the button once, nice one-touch operation. Now you could scratch your head, you could itch that part of your back that's really bothering you. The seats go down very nicely. Now, how much room do we have? What do you think? We actually have now taken the room, we've gone from 18 cubic feet to 46 cubic feet. Now, while we have the third row down, let me show you some of the things I talked about just a few moments ago. We have heated seats, new on the third row for 2023. Of course, we got the USB-C. We got the other buttons to adjust the recline of the seats. You got your 2 cup holders. There's more of that Alcantara finish all the way back, the big zonk, no sunroof whatsoever for the third row passengers. But you do have a 12 volt, you do have the Harman Kardon system, but now you're saying, well, Joe, I'm going to Costco and I just bought a 98-inch LED TV. I got my significant other to agree to it. How am I gonna get it in there? Real simple, you're just gonna hit the buttons. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Slide that 98-inch LED TV in there, and now you got plenty of room. Go to Home Depot. Yes, you could do that in your luxury SUV. Do a Home Depot run or a Lowe's run. I don't wanna seem like a fanboy of either one, but you know what I'm a fan of? That's going on throttle. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's drive some of these roads in Asheville and see how this Palisade scoots down the road. All right, guys, we're inside behind the wheel of the 2023 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. Right away, you're gonna feel that familiarity with what this vehicle brings, especially at the top trim Calligraphy price point. New, like I told you, for 2023, I'm gonna do it. You hit that button on the side of the driver's seat, and now I'm gonna get a whole body massage. That's really gonna help with driver fatigue and keep you as fresh as a daisy as you are on your family trip to see the wizard. Also, I like the way that when you make your seat control setting changes, it actually shows up on the screen. So let's say you want to adjust the back, it actually shows you what you're doing on the screen. So it's not like a guessing game, like you're making out with somebody in the dark. You're able to keep the lights on and see what's going on. But really the way that they have done a great job with taking already a great platform, because remember, the Palisade won a ton of awards and now taking it to a new level. But like I was saying, there are a few zonks, especially from the inside perspective, that I would like to see change for the next redesign or the next refresh. But I'm glad that they updated the head-up display. That's a thing that you're obviously gonna have your eyes on a lot, and it is much better in the resolution and the clarity. Right now we're in sport mode, but at any notice I could change that. We're gonna go on throttle, here we go. Smooth shifts from that 8-speed automatic. Visibility is nice. All right, guys, I want to come to a complete stop. We're in sport mode. I really want to showcase the all-wheel drive in this Palisade. I mean, we're going to shut traction control off, but if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. So right away, what's great about it is you're getting all the grip, no slip, from the H-Track all-wheel drive system, and it's just a really smooth operation. All right, guys, it's been a great day out here in Asheville. Highly recommend you visiting this part of the country, especially if you like your driving roads. We got to thank the whole Hyundai USA team for getting us access not only to this vehicle but also the media event. But let me know what you think. Has Hyundai done enough to continue that progress with their midsize? This is not a full-size SUV. Full size, think Chevy Tahoe. This is not full size, it's a mid-size 3-row SUV. Have they done enough to really increase that desire for you to get behind the wheel, or are you gonna take your money and go to one of the other brands, Toyota or Ford specifically, which are the 2 top selling brands? Let me know in that comment section, but if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it up to the muscles behind the lens. She's working that camera like a champ no matter what state we're in. Lori doing a great job. Show her some love in the comments. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.